Hello, this is Mike Watt, and I'm talking to an empty room. And I just want to let's get real for a second, okay? I want to say that over the last, say yesterday, Amy and I did the absolute least we're asked to do as American citizens, and we turned in our mail-in ballots. We went directly to the post office and dropped them off, and we did our official duty as citizens of this great nation. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. If you know who I am, you know how I'm voting. On most issues, I'm to the left of Christ. Okay, if that comes as a surprise or a shock to you, I'm also getting a flu shot this afternoon. So how do you feel about that? Anyway, this is an important election. You don't need me to tell you. I'm talking to an echo chamber anyway. The people who interact with me know who I am. We already had this discussion. So go ahead. Anyway, there we go. That's my civic duty for the day. I uploaded a couple of older videos last couple of days. One is from when I host the match game in March for Horror Realm. Horror Realm is our local Pittsburgh show run by the wonderful and talented Sandy and Michelle and Rich. And they let me host this silly thing, and it's all improv. I write the questions ahead of time, mostly by watching old episodes of Match Game, and boy, howdy, have we come a long way from. It's just wonderful. Every episode is just rife with sexual assault and innuendo, and there are people actively drinking, and wonder why they don't make TV anymore like this. And I think it has a lot to do with insurance. It always amazes me for when people come in to do the match game. They always bring their kids in. I can't speak without swearing. When I taught for 10 years, and I would open every class with just fuck. I had everyone do it, and it was a wonderful palate cleanser. So I can't, I'm sorry if your kids have never heard the word fuck before. They're gonna learn it from me. I can't help it. And you will see they brought some kids in them. I said right to them, I'm not censoring myself. They think it's hilarious. So if I'm corrupting your kids, you're welcome. The second video I put up was from the Frankenhooker panel that I was asked to be a part of in Cinema Wasteland, which was great for me. I'm never asked to do panels at Wasteland. It was a real honor for me to be part of that. I want to thank Ken for making that happen for me, and largely because James Lorenz is one of my favorite people on all time. Anytime I see him, I bully him into being my friend for a weekend. I have physically moved this man to join us for dinner. I have an aggressive way of showing affection. I have several restraining orders to that effect as well. So Cinema Wasteland, coming up in April is their next show. So if you don't know about Cinema Wasteland, I don't know what I could tell you. It's like trying to explain quantum physics to someone who's just come on Rumspringa. It's impossible. You have to experience for yourself. They'll be in the 2025, April 4th, 5th, and 6th with our friends, Leslie Donaldson and Lynn Griffin, joining us for the first time. And if you don't know who they are, well, come on down to Cinema Wasteland and introduce yourself. They would be happy to meet you. Oh, well, I don't know you for a fact. They might not be happy to meet you. Maybe not you specifically. But and speaking of Cinema Wasteland, this past weekend, or however long it was, I think it was, Jesus, was it only this past weekend? All right. We had a great and wonderful time, as usual, hanging out at our table right inside the door next to the Cinema Wasteland table. You would get to see Happy Cloud and then Ultraviolet. Well, you get to see the Ultraviolet table. And I wanted to thank everyone who came down to check it out. And especially, I'd like to thank people who bought up the remaining copies of Severe Injuries. We still have a few left of the schmancy slipcover by Creepy Carves Designs that makes Amy look like Jenna Ortega. People who picked up Severe Injuries, thank you very much. And also, people who picked up my silly Western, my very first historical nonfiction, fictional nonfiction, like Truman Capote, the thing. The Mostly True Story of Rudabon Webb. Thank you guys very much. I had no idea that the horror community had that many Western fans as well, and that was really fun to see. And it's been you've given me a great deal of support, and Encyclopocalypse Publishing, thanks you for your support as well. I lucked out with them. They apparently Hot Splices, which I wrote. I originally published this through Happy Cloud Media because except for a couple of short stories, no publishers would pick it up. I'm not saying that it's this, it's that, it's so grim. I couldn't find an appropriate print publisher that wanted most of these stories, so I collected them myself. and Mark Altman, who has been very supportive of my work for my career. He liked it. He picked it up. We were going to do an audio book, but it's a nightmare. There are too many conflicting voices in this book. We tried a couple of times, and I may release some of the audio that Amy and I did with Steph Bertoni and Jim Steinhoff and Terry Tom. We recorded some of the screenplay stuff in there. But that's neither here nor there. I really appreciate everyone who came down. Again, thanks so much for supporting Rudabon Web and supporting Severe Injuries, and I'm running out of hands. So, to sum up, go vote, get a flu shot, and come see us at the Cinema Wasteland in April, and see us in Horror Realm in March, and come to see the match game and even play. But leave your kids in the lobby, okay? Because I'm gonna drop one of the other 7 forbidden words, and sometimes I do that at baptisms. So just be prepared. So thanks very much. I'll talk to you guys soon.